energy because they are also here with us. Thank you so much for joining us today, as well as Aluko and Oyebola. Awesome. Please, let's put our hands together for them. Thank you so much for joining us today.
So right before we go into the meet of today, there are a few housekeeping. So on the screen you will find the map. We are trying to be as green as possible, so there are no paper programs printed. So once you scan the barcode, you will find access to all the information you need for today, from the profile of our contestants that will be teaching today to the program events. Everything you need is going to be on that slide as soon as you download, as soon as you scan the barcode. Also, the restrooms are right down to the end of the hall. You turn to your left and make another left, and you'll find the conveniences.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sharon.
Okay, so this is one of the highlights of the event for me. We're going to be taking our opening remarks by the CEO of Teach Nigeria. She's an amazing example of how far a dream can come, how one thing can change the lives of others. Everyone here in this room is present today because she decided to take up the challenge to start up Teach for Nigeria in Nigeria. And we please give her a sounding round of applause as she takes the stage.
Good morning everyone. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Really delighted to have each one of you here this morning with us, because you could have chosen to be anywhere else this morning, but decided to be here. So we don't take it lightly, and we deeply appreciate your presence. So welcome to the, my role here is very simple this morning and quite easy. It's to welcome you to the Teach-A-Thon event, the competition for our Incubation Hub finalists. And maybe just to give you some context, actually before I go there, I was acknowledged and recognized our panel of judges. Please a round of applause to them. Mr. Harry, Mrs. Helen Moore, Larry, and Tracy, and Mr. Ayodeji. Thank you so much for doing this for us. And I must also recognize Mrs. Kutu Sai, one of our board members who has joined us in person. Thank you so much for joining us. And so maybe to just share real quick, what the Incubation Hub is about. The Incubation Hub is a program that we designed in line with our vision at Teach for Nigeria. We approach our work from a place where we're mobilizing young leaders, many diverse leaders, into a movement to work alongside us, to work together towards our shared vision. And so we have a 2-year program, which is our core program, a 2-year teaching fellowship program that identifies some of our nation's brightest individuals, like Michael and Sharon that we heard from this morning, who go into classrooms in underserved communities and schools and teach for 2 years. But literally the 2 years is just the beginning of their journey. They teach for 2 years, and the idea is that during the 2 years they have to impact their learners and their students, really drive academic and non-academic outcomes. But beyond the 2 years, the idea is that during the classrooms they will have exposed to barriers, challenges that hinder access to quality learning, that hinder access to quality life opportunities for the children and the families in the communities where they taught in and worked in. And so during the second year of the fellowship, every fellow of Teach for Nigeria is mandated to come up with something we call the Be the Change project. So they have come up with a solution to a problem that they would have identified during that 2-year fellowship, during the first year of their fellowship. And they must implement that project before they graduate. And so one of the things that we started to see was that as fellows were graduating, there were a number of them who stuck on with their Be the Change projects and were incorporating these initiatives and expanding it and growing it. And so in a way, to ensure that our vision continues and our mission is continued, we then invested in really providing a platform to support our alumni to scale and grow these initiatives sustainably. So that was how the Incubation Hub was birthed 3 years ago. So this is our third cohort of of participants. We're really proud of the work that the fellows, the participants who have completed the last 2 years, have done, have continued to impact within the education sector. So really that is what has brought us here today, and I must say big congratulations to the innovators who have come this far. There were 20 of them, and we have 7 who are going to be pitching for the seed fund today. But like I was saying earlier on to Winifred, and you all are winners. So whoever gets the money today, doesn't really matter. I think the platform, the training, the knowledge, opportunities that you've been exposed to already, has really opened your world to opportunities, to resources, to continue to scale your program. So congratulations, because you're all winners already. And I think really that is my assignment here today. And I just want to say that to each one of you, this is just the beginning of your continued work. This investment is really so that you can launch and scale and impact your initiatives in a way that continues to reach all children across Nigeria. So I wish you the very best. And on that note, I thank our donors for making this possible: Obama Foundation, the Enterprise Development Center, and the Pan Atlantic University. Thank you so much for your support. And please sit back and enjoy this occasion this beautiful morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bola Olikole, the CEO of Teach for Nigeria, who has told us everything that we need to know about why we're here today. Thank you so much. So, this 7 amazing innovators who are preaching today, and right now I would like to meet the panel of judges who would be judging whatever presentations that they have. So it's with great honor and privilege that I would love to recognize this panel of judges. Please, let's applaud them when I introduce them. We have Alumni-Hack-A-Thon, who is the founder, Seed Care and Support Foundation. Please, a round of applause for her. Thank you so much for joining us. We also have on the panel Ayodeji Oyetunde, who is a partner at Aluko and Oyebode. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Welcome. And also on the panel is Dr. Helen Emory, please. She's the co-founder, Scientia Partners Innovation Hub. Please, a round of applause for Dr. Thank you so much.
Our other 2 judges are Ayodeji Kalope, a business consultant, and Adekola Adegoke, the CEO of One Foundation, who is represented by Tracy Akoture, Operations Coordinator for the One Foundation. Can we please give our 5 amazing judges a round of applause?
Thank you so much for accepting to be on our panel today. We do not take it for granted. And to also recognize our innovators for today, we have Emmanuel Kilashaw Oladiron, who is the founder of Secure Cycle Environment and Climate Change Initiative. A round of applause for, please stand up for recognition. Also, an innovator is Winifred Chukuma, who is the founder for Kids Extraordinary Academy. And also we have Etim Akpan Basi, who is the founder for Vocation Foundation. Thank you. And also one of our innovators as well is Esther Abimbola Aditola for Spark EdTech.
Our other 3 innovators are Joseph Ogonaya of Sportiating Initiative, Joy Ogona of Career Day, and Emmanuel Amodu,
who is representing Joy.
So Joy is represented by Emmanuel, and Kazim Abdulrazak is presenting for Recycler Initiative. So we're going straight into the meat of today. Our contestants are going to be pitching. Contestants, please take a deep breath. So here are the rules. You have 5 minutes to present. As soon as your name is called on, you'll be expected to come on stage. Your presentation is going to be up. You have 5 minutes to present, and after that, we're going to take questions from the judges, and if we have time, maybe 1 question from the audience. So good luck. We are starting now with Emmanuel Kilashaw Oladiron. of Secure Cycle in Environment and Climate Change Initiative.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Emmanuel Kilasho, and I'm the founder of Secure Cycle Environmental and Climate Change Initiative. Nutrition deprivation in Nigeria is characterized by different factors, ranging from barrier, social cultural norms. Omomi's life has not been so fantastic, basically because she grew up from a separate family, and the absence of a father has made access to basic amenities a challenge for the mother. And these basic amenities we are talking about, educational material is one of these basic amenities. Omoumi day-to-day activity or coming to school is marked with torn school uniform and also coming to school with a polythene bag in the place of our school bag. This is some of the realities that we have in some of our underserved communities, the experiences that children who are supposed to have best of life are facing, even at the lower age of their life. As a climate education expert, through the environmental club that we have in our schools, and also some of the innovative projects that we do in school, we were able to come up with making school bags out of cheap material. And when we made this school bag, we donated one of these school bags to Alumni. It was a moment of joy for her, a moment that changed everything about Alumni entirely. This showed in our response to learning in the classroom, and also it was also evident in our results. Next slide. The story doesn't end here. When we did this project, other fellows started reaching out to us, telling us stories about people like Omoumi in their classroom. And for this, we started the climate education training program for teachers, where we educate teachers about climate change and how they can use climate change to drive education in their classroom. This has also increased the number of school attendance and reduced absenteeism in school because learners are looking forward to coming to school every day. We also started the EduPark project, and we started donating the bags beyond the school that we have. Next slide, please. Our attraction, from 5 bags, we have been able to give 57. From 1 school to 10 schools, we've been able to reach over 3,000 students through the environmental club that we have. Next slide. We then do not stop there because we are thinking of how do we become sustainable. We started also producing bags from African print and also bags that people who don't want bags from recycled material can also purchase. And our marketing channel includes online and offline. And it will interest you to know that in this year, 2022, the bag industry alone is more than $13 million. And in the year 2032, it will be up to about $40 million. Next slide, please. We've been able to secure an office place where we are producing this bag. We've also been able to get a sewing machine and someone that is working with us. But we want to get an industrial sewing machine. And also, through the environmental education program that we are working on, we also want to scale this up. And this is why we are here for this pitching today. The bags that we give to students are not just an item to carry their books, but a symbol that the teacher cares about them and also understand their potential and their growth. Thank you.
Hi, excellent presentation, Emmanuel. Thank you. Please go to the slide with the figures real quick.
Okay.
You don't have anything about Naira and Kobo, do you?
All right. We actually have something about Naira and Kobo, but it was not here. That was when I was talking about the bag industry, the market size of the bag industry. So currently now, the whole world is pushing for quality education, and that means there are more students that will be going into school. And that's why we said, instead of we just donating, we've also started producing bags that people can buy rather than just...
Have you made any sale?
Yeah, definitely.
How much have you sold?
We've been able to make close to like 100,000. So when...
How many did you sell for 100,000?
We sold close to like 20-something bags. When American Space in Ikeja...
So each one goes for about 5,000 naira?
Yeah.
What's the cost of production?
The cost of production is about 3,500.
So your profit is 2,000. Do you calculate cost of sale and all of that?
Yeah.
So is it sustainable?
Yeah, definitely.
From your perspective?
From our perspective, if we are able to get material in bulk, definitely it is sustainable.
Well, I don't have that information, so I think you should have put it there. Oh. You get, so that's important.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thanks for your presentation. Fantastic. When I was reading the pitch material, I had goosebumps on me. But just in terms of what you're trying to do, okay, so you're trying to pitch this and you're trying to help young people. In terms of where do you get the material that you use for recycling? You say, okay, you've taught teachers. Where exactly do the children come into this? Is it just that you get material, so James material, you make bags for them, you hand it to them? What exactly is their part? Is it just that you're just giving them fish, or are they anywhere in the line? Are they, for instance, assisting you to source material, etc.? If
all right.
Talk about that.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. So we currently have environmental cloth in 10 different schools. Secure Cycle doesn't just do bag production alone. We do training, and we also have we work with those students in sourcing of the bags, and we also work with other young people in sourcing of the bag. So when we go to schools to tell them and we present this project, whenever we donate these bags in school, we don't just donate to students. We do it like a program where we invite other stakeholders, people from Ministry of Education, the parents, and the PMC board itself. So through that, we are able to also work within the community. So, for instance, a parent was telling a child that, what are you doing with recycling material? We all know what people term recycling to be. But when they were able to see what we were able to make out of this, they started also to support us, and they themselves will even bring some of this gym material to us and even give to their children to say, oh, for this project that you are doing in your school, go with it. Thank you, sir.
Great job. I'd like to take you back to the reverse side because it's missing. So have you done your calculation? So you want to give away recycled bags to children. And the way you want to sustain it is to produce bags that people buy annually. That's the model, right? So how many bags do you need to sell to be able to gift one school bag to a child?
All right. All right. Thank you so much for that question, ma. So in our model, we have different ways by which we raise funds. Because we are more or less like a social enterprise, we also do, we also get donation funding when we apply for programs, pitching this particular opportunity. Aside from that, even the bags that we made with gin, we also sell it. So for example, there's this current, shipping company that is currently, speaking to us that they would like to get 80 pieces of bags from us for their own CSR project. So we also do this as well. So, and for us to be able to gift a child a bag, from our normal bag that we sell, if you sell one bag, we'll be able to give a child a bag. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. My parting shot to you will be that subsequently, fantastic offering, fantastic idea, but please take time to articulate your business model properly and also spend time telling the story properly. Those are the two things I want you to go away with, but very well done.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Please, let's put our hands together for Emmanuel for that wonderful presentation. We'll go straight ahead to the next innovator and presenting on it's Winifred Chukuma, who is presenting for Kids Extraordinary Academy. Please, a round of applause for Winifred. So Winifred, your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Winifred Chukuma. Before I start today, I want us to envision something different. I want us to close our eyes and picture the kind of life we wished we lived as an adult, or even we are wishing for our children to live as they journey through adulthood. If I'm correct, it should be a life where they are the top 10% of their peers. They would have mastered skills, created wealth, and have a network of people in high places. But it is shocking that the reality is the opposite. 7 out of every 10 child aged 0 to 17 years you see on the street today would end up as poor adults. This is backed by the National Bureau of Statistics. They'll be living below 710 naira a day. But don't worry, that is why Kid Extraordinary Academy exists. At KidEx, we are building the next generation of community-minded global leaders because we envision a world where every child is handed the tools to break barriers, unleash their fullest potential, live their best lives while creating impact regardless of the background they come from. And so we are doing this through our teen leadership platform, which are leadership hubs established in underserved communities, where teens aged 10 to 17 years will be given access to leadership, entrepreneurship, and financial skill. We are going to fund this by our new model, which allows us for the accelerator program, including vocational. So we'll be launching and hosting our robust content online, where we would sell to parents aged 28 to 55 years who have kids in this age bracket at a subsidized fee. We are also exploring partnership with educational associations and development agencies like APEN, ICARELA. And also we want to build a community of parents where we can also allow organizations to come in who have kids-friendly materials to sell, and would make a commission from that. This year, the Nigerian e-learning platform was targeted to reach $99.90 million. But even it's expected to grow to $151.30 million. 8.3 million of Nigeria's 122 million internet users are teens aged 10 to 17 years. But our target audience is just 0.5% of this market. Our focus is on volume discounts because we want schools, and we already have like 3 schools in Abuja willing to partner with us. And we also want to sell to customers directly that are within the age bracket. But 5% of our audience will help us break even in the market because we want to sell as low as 25,000 per year. So over the years, we would have like 120 kids who have trained using chess and Monopoly to drive home problem solving, critical thinking skills, and financial literacy. For the South community, we want to train at least 2,500 teens by year 2027. We want to scale with 10 ambassadors in schools who are allocated to 50 students each, and then we'll grow to 50 ambassadors, helping us to reach 2,500 by year 2027. This is my team: Winifred, Sani, Arome, Tolulope, and Chinoyelo, to help us position ourselves and position this solution in the market. We require 19.4 million naira cut across our development and operating processes. But with 1 million naira, we want to hire 2 voice artists, 1 animator for a 3-month cost deployment contract, and pay up to 4 months subscription fee of our proposed LMS host. Today, I invite you to join us to make the difference. Help us. Let's train the next generation of community-minded individuals, thereby curbing unemployment, education inequity, and poverty. What do you say?
Hi.
Hi.
Well done.
Thank you.
You want to go first? Larry? Okay. Please, go to the slide just before this one. No. The slide just before the final one. Okay. There are two ways. I can tell you this here, or I can tell you privately. So which do you prefer? All right. Now, you understand that first, whatever you're doing, whether it's for profit or non-profit, it has to be sustainable.
Yeah.
And even social impact is a currency, because donor fatigue is just one of the eroding factors.
Yeah.
You see that already I can tell 1 million naira for 2 voiceover artists and 1 animator for a 3-month course deployment. 1 million naira is already too much. I know that. AI drops the cost to 1/3 already. So I know that your operations is not efficient already, just off the bat. So that says, okay, you know what? Yeah, okay, I'll be nice. There's still quite a bit of work, a lot of work to be done. The idea is, it's good. Did you compare with the market? Did you look at what's in the market at the moment?
Yes.
So who are your biggest competitors?
ULesson.
How are you going to take them on? How do you plan to take them on?
Okay, it's through our SOP. So
Yeah. So how
it's
do you
through
plan
our
to take them on?
SOP. So we want to, mainly where we would take them on.
Okay, let me put it in an easy way. What do you have that's special? Imagine I'm a donor or an investor. I see you lesson. Why do I invest in you?
Okay, so ULesson is focused on the conventional education, but we are focused on life driving skills.
I can easily tell them, hey, do this, and I invest in them.
But another thing is our accelerator program. So this helps us connect with a community of entrepreneurs who would make money while deploying their content. So what makes us unique is that if someone is into interior decor, he or she can come and give us a mini version of what it is all about, host it in our platform, why they make money even when the students. So it's just like we are building a mini Coursera for kids where they can learn anything, anywhere. They can learn any skill there. So what makes us different is that our accelerator program gives an opportunity for other people to even make money while they come to our platform.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. My question is on the customer side. So who's your customer?
So my customers are mainly parents aged 28 to 55, but then I'll approach them in two ways, directly and indirectly. Why I want to approach them indirectly is because these schools, I said we already have 3 schools there, and so we want to adapt our own training into their curriculum. So students just pay for the yearly subscription and they go through our platform, which is self-paced for those schools. And because why we want to do the indirectly is because these schools already have the trust of parents and they're already doing well. So if they propose that to them, it's going to help us gain our customers' traction. Secondly, we also want to leverage on social media where our customers are too. So we'd want to sell directly to parents who don't have kids in that area, in those schools, but are willing to purchase.
So my next question is that your full funding need is 19.4. What is your break-even point? How many customers do you need? Because the 1 million will only get you 4 months subscription.
Yeah.
Now, for sustainability, so that it doesn't shut down for 4 months. At what point, or how many customers, students do you need to come on board for you to continue to do business?
In the target slide, it's 5% of 42,000 teens. That's 2,100. And we are targeting to reach at least 100 students in a school, age 10 to 17. So we are dealing with secondary schools from just 1 to this. So that's one.
So you need 2,100.
2,100, yes.
So with an average of 100 per school, how many schools do you reach?
Would reach 21, but right now we've established with 3, and we just have ongoing conversation with APEN, who is an educational association. But what they said is they want to see what we have first before they can invite their schools.
Please, let's put our hands together for Winifred for Kids Extraordinary Academy.
We're going to Vocation Foundation, and Etim Akwan Basi will be presenting. Please. And after the judges ask their questions to the audience, if you have a question for our contestants before they take their seats, please raise your hand so we can keep you to the side and then you ask your question before they take their seats. So, Etienne, the floor is yours.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Etum Basi Akban, and I'm the convener of Bo-Occasion. Our dear country, Nigeria, just turned 63, 7 years shy of 70. Yet, development in absolute terms still seems to elude us, as about 20 million Nigerian children are out of school, according to UNESCO reports. As if that's not bad enough, the UN report now states that 9 out of every 10 children in these public schools are just in school, but are not learning. You would agree with me that education forms the basis to all societal transformation, and the quality of every society is a reflection of its education. That is why for us at Bo-Occasion, we are not surprised when the Presidential Committee report on job creation states, and I quote, that 62.5 million Nigerian youth cannot be employed. Why? Because they do not have a skill. If over 50% of young people like me and you cannot be employed because we don't have a skill, then there is trouble in waiting. And this is why we exist at Bo-Occasion. At Bo-Occasion, we are a social enterprise that harnesses football to drive action on education and economic growth. We do this by delivering 4 pillars. 1, by using a free school program, education program, where we go to schools and teach young people literacy and numeracy to deliver the first pillar of improved academic outcomes. We set, catalyze, and execute inspiring football and leadership training sessions to meet our second pillar of raising a generation of critical thinkers who will turn out to be problem solvers. We also roll out free enterprise skill acquisition program for young people to hone an employability skill that we believe will serve as a tool for self-reliance. And for our last pillar, we design and manufacture footballs and sportswears, Nigerian-made, which is part of our revenue and income stream to support our program. The sports market, global sports market, is very big. That this market, just after the Female World Cup this year, recorded $590 million and is growing at a 15% rate. And it will shock you to know that in all of these companies that produce products like we do, none of them in the top 15 are from Africa. But let's even come down to Nigeria and people that potentially need our product. We have over 189 football clubs in Nigeria, and in Lagos alone, about 6,600 registered private schools. But as a way we are today, our would-be flagship product, which is the football we produce, doesn't meet international standard as we don't have the FIFA licensing. So we cannot really sell it to big football clubs and they don't want to key into this market. So we step down and look at our sportswears for now. And these are sportswears, we sell them to schools to generate revenue. And we also have an impact fundraising strategy where we get monies from philanthropists and donors, charities, to fund our project. But today, we have done a lot looking at our attraction. We have impacted directly 150 children and indirectly through partnerships with about 10 organizations. We have worked with about 1,000 children. And we have plans for the future. But look at what we need to achieve, 15 million. And we are here to ask for 1 million. You compare 15 million vis-a-vis 1 million. What can it do for us? The 1 million that we are here to get today will put us in a pole position to be able to achieve and buy a 4-way industrial sewing machine, a very unique machine that will help cut our production cost by 20% and increase our income or income line by 50% over the next 6 months. I have a very small but a powerful team of myself as the convener. Odwak Estelle is in charge of our comms and is our grants lead. Barrister Manu Mana is in charge of our partnerships and is our legal advisor. Emmanuel Alex does more of the product design and graphics. So I'm here today to galvanize support and to appeal to the jury, appeal to individuals here, organizations, charities, school owners, to please join this chariot and let us build a Nigeria of our dream. Looking at these leaders that are here, the likes of Chichinu Achebe, they looked at the future where young people like me and other innovators can come up with ideas that would drive this country to a greater prosperity. Remembering that the prosperity agenda of this country can never be made manifest when young people are cognitive dissonant. And this is what our enterprise does and gives the solution. Thank you so much.
I have a question. Okay, Etim, thank you very much. Can you explain to me in one sentence, what does Bulkation do?
Bulkation uses football as a catalyst to improve academic outcomes and equip young people with leadership and enterprise skills that is relevant for the 21st century.
How?
How? Through our unique program where we teach young people in school literacy and numeracy. We set up very exciting football training sessions and leadership training sessions to teach children and how to grow their morals.
So hold on. Is this as an after-school club,
It's
or
not-
you have your own school?
Our story started when I joined the Teach for Nigeria Fellowship. Where
Is this Bulkation an after-school club, or you have your own academy?
it's not an academy. It is a school program. It's like an after-school program.
Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Well done. I think your idea is very interesting and innovative. I mean, there's been proved statistics that sports actually helps improve literacy and numeracy, and I'd say well done. So you just mentioned now that it's not your own academy and it's school activities. Who are your targets? Which schools do you target, and how sustainable is this?
For the projects we do this in low-income primary schools. But for the sales of our product, which is the business perspective, we target the schools, private schools in Lagos, which are able and have the capacity to buy our product. And you will believe in me, as long as sports has or still holds its talismanic essence, these schools either do sports competitions or inter-house sports competitions. Thank you.
Okay, sorry, and my second question, the sports wares that you currently do, how do you source the materials?
How do I source the material? I purchase the material. Some of our samples are behind there. We use.
Go ahead, but whoever has the samples should please bring them in.
Some of our samples are over there that we source for. We use Nigeria-made fabric sometimes to do jackets for young children for schools. And for the JCs, we meet with the school and ask you, oh, do you want a sportswear? They say, yes, they want a sportswear. And we now say, okay, we give you a design. Our product designers designs this thing for us. We give it to you, and you choose the one that looks like you or looks like your school. And you key into that.
Just clarification. Can you go to the slide with the pillars? So the 3 pillars are free for the low-income schools.
Absolutely, ma.
Okay, so that's the social side. While the sales of this is when you are planning to get money to fund the 3 pillars.
Exactly.
My question to you is, at what income can you fund minus raising funds for sustainability? How many products do you need to sell for you to sustainably run a free club for the year for a low-income school? Have you done that kind of calculation?
Yes, we have done that kind of calculation. Currently, we need, like I said, we have about 16,000 private schools that have minimum of or maximum of 100 students that can produce, we can produce 1,600 sportswears. For now, we are in partnership with only 4 schools that we produce these sportswears to. And we use that, and of course, we are in partnership with an organization called the Hurricane Foundation, who supports us in part of grant fundings, and which we do all of this. Also, these our products are sold at we produce it at 5,000 naira. And because we are just coming into the market and we want to appeal to these schools, we are selling at 6,000 naira. That is why this industrial sewing machine, it works wonders. How? This machine has the ability to sew at the same time embroider and at the same time weave. And the 500 naira, about 500 naira that we use to go and weave, that is what we are going to use from this machine that we are going to buy. And we know that, okay, we can produce at 4.5. This machine will make us produce at 4.5, cutting our production cost by 20%, and will increase our profit from 1,000 to 1,005. That is 50%. Thank you.
Just 2 quick questions from me. Looks very nice, but I think that perhaps you need to do a bit more work in terms of the presentation. Okay, you are in 4 schools right now. how much do you make from those 4 schools? Are they low-income schools? Are you already in the private schools that you're trying to get into, for instance?
The 4 schools, sir, thank you for the question. The 4 schools, sir, are not low-income schools. The 4 schools are private schools,
okay,
which we produce. We just got into and we produce for them. The 4 schools are private schools, but our activities that we do as supporting students are in the low-income schools, not in the private schools.
Okay, so in terms of the income you generate from these 4 schools, just off the top of your head, what's your number per month, per quarter, per term? Is it 100,000? Is it ₦1 million?
We don't do per month. We don't do per term. We do per year.
Okay.
Because this school, it's like a pre-order. They have an estimated amount of students that they may have for the school year, like in this September.
Because of time, okay, what's the number?
We produce for an average of 60 sportswears for each of these schools.
So how much is that? What I need is a number. If you don't have the number and you're coming for this, is a problem.
We're able to generate, so far we're able to generate around 640,000 naira, which after cutting down our production costs and all of that, we are left with about 400,000 naira from our first engagement with these people. And to make it sustainable, we said, okay, because the school, we're acting, of course, they are doing us a favor for us to even come and relate with them. We said, okay, during your inter-house sports competitions, can we take one house, like the greenhouse, and say, oh, this is our house, we want to support this house, and we'll also subsidize for this house so that you can as well keep us as long as possible in business. Thank you.
Okay. The only other thing I'll just say is that I've looked at the material, it's really nice. You might want to look outside of sports, because something like this, other people might definitely be looking to buy.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I was also looking towards that because, a lot of people that travel outside the country look for things that would bring them or take them back to their roots. And this is something that I feel and I believe can do that. So I will look into that. Thank you, sir.
Does anyone in the audience have a question for Etienne?
All right. Quick one. I'll just jump in real quick. Now, in the past couple of presentations, we haven't seen figures at all. We understand, you're social impact driven, but you understand social impact also has currency element to it, because social impact is easy if you have all the funds in the world, but you don't. So whatever social impact you're going to engage in costs money. So we want to spend less and achieve more with social impact. So we want to know what it costs. You see that? So that's why the figures are important and how you achieve it, because it speaks to your efficiency of your operations. You see that? So when we don't see these figures, we can't adequately and professionally assess how efficient your product is. And your product, from our perspective, is your business. So for the rest of you guys who are coming behind, if you do have your figures, please put them in. If you don't, you memorize them and let's know those figures. But I can't comment so much on your product right now because I'm not clear about what your business is about. So that's the challenge with your business. The communication wasn't clear. All right, thank you.
Okay, I'll just give a last one. I don't want you to go away without getting this. As a business, you have to decide, do you want to be a sports academy or a sportswear business? Because there are 2 different businesses, 2 different business models. And if you want to grow, you would have to start with one before you start doing another one. Now, if you are doing just 600,000 naira, is it coming from academy or is it coming from sportswear? Right? We can continue this conversation after this because I'm interested in your business. But you have to be clear what you are first before you boil the ocean.
Thank you, Dr. Helen. Any questions from the audience before he takes his seat?
Good morning, Mr. Tim. Right. So my question is to the school part. You say you work with 4 schools at the moment. Are they privately owned schools?
Yes, privately owned schools.
So I'm a little bit confused when you talked about literacy and numeracy skills.
All right.
As what you teach in that private schools. So
okay, let me clear that. Yeah. Looking at our program, our education programs, we work with low-income public schools where we teach young people literacy and numeracy, and we set up a kind of football club in these schools where we do our trainings and leadership sessions, and we train these children on owning an entrepreneurship skill. But in the business perspective of it, that is our fourth pillar. We take these products because we know that these public schools can't afford them. We now go to private schools. This is what we have to offer you. This is our product. And if they key into it and we can generate revenue from that, we use that revenue that we have generated to execute our programs in these low-income schools.
So I understand it up to this. But what I'm saying is, when you walk into a public school or into a private school, whatever school you choose to work with, you would want to deploy your business, or do you have like, you set up a club? Do you set up a club? Or, because I'm trying to look at the model from start to finish. Do you have a club you set up in those schools? Because if I walk into the school where you are currently deploying this, do you have, would I look at the timetable, for example, and see that there's a period for so activity? Or do you just show up and say, oh, today we want to do this? Is this structured? Because I know for typical government schools in Lagos, they have co-curricular activities they do. Do you fall under that co-curricular period? So let me understand the...
No, we don't fall under that period. Right now, we have a team of volunteer teachers in the public schools we work with.
So, public school meaning government schools?
Exactly.
Fine.
These government schools that we work with, we have a team of volunteers who some of them are fellows at Teach for Nigeria. And being an alumnus of Teach for Nigeria, most of them are signed in to replicate this project in their schools. So what we do is that they help us most times. I don't need to be there in person. They help us most times to execute these programs. And we support these schools by buying the schools sets of jerseys. And in Ogun State, where we have these schools located in Abeokuta, every Friday in Ogun State, in the morning hours, is sports in all public schools in Ogun State. So that is the period we use to execute our projects. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Etim, you've really gone through the ringer. Well done. Thank you, Bulkation. Please take your seat. We will be calling up the next contestant.
Esther Abimbola Adetola to speak on Spark EdTech.
Good afternoon, everyone. All right. There's a saying that it takes an entire village to train a child. But in 2023, we can say that even parents are not as involved in their children's education because of their busy schedule, and now leaving this whole responsibility to the teachers to handle. I mean, it's quite sad. And then, I mean, we're not going to blame them. It wasn't like that in the past. You know, in the days where mothers are more involved, but because of some factors such as economic factor of Nigeria right now and the women rising movement that we're doing globally, we can see that there is increase in, you can go to my problem, please. So there is increase in female employment. And as a result of this, there's caused dual, career family to increase in Nigeria, and most especially in southwestern part of Nigeria. And we're now left with just, going to school once in a term for, what's they call PTA meeting, the other one that we have, which is open days, once in a term, to be able to, get to know exactly what is going on in our school and how our children are doing. And I'll probably just wait till the end of the term to get the summation of the whole results, right? And, on the other hand, not all parents are that busy though. But because of the fact that even the ones that are available, they are ill-equipped. They don't have, some of them don't even have everything they need to be able to, train their children or support them in a way. Just leave everything to the teachers. And we can say that this, amongst many other problems facing education right now, is part of the reason that there is decline in JAMB score over the years, right? And my name is Esther Abimbola Ajala, and I'm here to talk about a solution at Spark EdTech, which is called My Word App. Now, My Word App is trying to bridge the gap between the busy parents and the teachers. And what it does is we're trying to build an application that provides a platform for parents and teachers to, for parents on a daily basis to get feedback on what goes on in the school of their children, to know exactly what is going on, communicate, have a direct channel of communication with the teacher without just as easy as using your WhatsApp application, right? And then you can just scroll through during your free time to know exactly what is going on in the school of your children. And then also to help parents that are available, that don't know exactly how to help their children, help them provide content that will guide them to help them help their own words. Right, and also on this same platform, there is a product that we have called Project Novus. It's a 3 months training for children, and you can hear that later when you come visit our booth to hear further about that. And then some of our business model that we have is to partner with schools. The schools already have the parents, they have them, and then there are also tutorial centers that have parents that have children in a formal education setting. We go to them, we partner with them to be able to reach the parent. That's our intention. And then revenue sharing model. We intend not to just, keep all the revenue to ourselves. That's because it's not easy to just go to school and tell them that we want to do this. So another thing that we intend to do is to actually have a revenue sharing model with the school as well as the teachers as they are uploading those things. And then future partnership with the government. We believe that we'll get there where we'll be able to, bring this into the public education setting. And then, yes, as we can see that the EdTech valuation for after 2029 is like 1.5 billion, and it actually reached 18.6 billion in 2019, right? And what we intend to do is, we've searched through Lagos State and Ogun State to start with for now. We realize that there are like so many private schools there, and our target is just a few of them. So we're going to be having subscription model. There's going to be like 12,000 naira, which is $15 in a year, for parents to be able to use our application. And then in-app hearts, those are like the ways that we intend to generate fund. Our Project Novus course is a 3-month course that costs 50,000 naira. And we intend to train about 1,000 children, or 5,000 before the end of 2024 on Project Novus. And then we're also going to be doing grants, and that's one of the reasons we are here today, right? And you can go to my next slide, please. Yeah. We are already building the hub. Our team are a team of, myself, an educationist, and some software developers. So the application is going on. By the end of this year, the MVP will be available. We have a staff team already, but what we need this money for is to build a marketing team, and that is that. So I think my time is beeping. We want to build a marketing team, and with the 1 million naira, we want to make noise. That's the goal. Then to be able to reach 50,000 parents in 2020.
Please let's put our hands together for Esther. We'll take questions from the judges now.
Thanks, Esther. It's not easy to stand before people. Some of us don't like standing before a lot of people. So I can feel where you're coming from. For me, the biggest, so you're not partnered with any schools yet because the app is not ready.
Yes,
so
sir.
Why should we score you high? So it's an opportunity to sell yourself for 20 seconds. If the app is not ready, how do we know that it's going to be ready? So even if we give you 10 million naira or 100 million naira, how do we know that the app will be ready by 2030?
Okay, it's by December. The MVP will be available by December, and we're working on it already. If you can see some of my slide where I talk about the solution, you can see some of the app design already. Like we're having the design, we're working on the design right now. The tech guys are building it. And if you also see my team, I have a mobile developer on the team. I have two software developers on my team presently. That's our project manager. And then there's a lawyer and myself, an educationist. I'm the one working on the content. So we have all of the things that we need. We're also getting to talk to schools about it, get to know exactly what they want and what are the things that we need to actually add and the things that we can remove based on what we had in our head earlier.
Okay, my second quick question is in terms of, so you say you want to use the 1 million for marketing.
Yes, sir.
It's not even for building the app, but my understanding of your product market is essentially that it's more of a captive market. So your focus is in trying to target the schools. Once a school sort of signs in, particularly private schools, they just tag it on at the end of the term and say an additional 12,000 naira. So why is it so important to for this 1 million naira to use for marketing?
Okay, so to build a marketing team, like I said earlier, we're going to need, we're going to be doing online marketing and physical marketing. And my team presently, if I say I should go on the field to, to visit the school and all of that, we may not be able to reach much school. Our target is to reach 100 school before the end of 2024. And we need more people. We need more hand on deck, and that's what we need. We have to employ them and pay them. So that's what the marketing team building is for.
All right. Fantastic presentation. Thank you. I know, just as you said, it's not easy to get up here and do that. Now, first, I'll just comment on your team. What is on paper is nice. So I'll tell you what it's like in the real world. We really don't care about who your team is. We want to know who the best team who can achieve this is. It may be you, it may not be you. If it's not you, you hire them. Can we afford to pay them? That's what's important. So it's nice to have all of this, but we need to know, can they deliver? Now, regarding your entire project, this is the information that I really would like to know. First, I know you talked about all the addressable markets in the world. We don't care about that right now because we're not going to go to Spain, to India, and all of that. We're talking Nigeria. And your research was carried out in Nigeria, correct? So we need to know the information about Nigeria. So it's nice to talk about the world, but we can do that on Netflix. So we want to know about the market you researched, and then the addressable market you would be targeting within that market that you researched, because you can't even cover that entire market. So that's what's important. And then we want to know the specific problem. Problem need a finish, as they say. So you pick one. We're happy to solve one at a time. So the problem, and then the cost of that problem. If it's costing 10 naira, we know it's costing 10 naira. And then your solution, the cost of your solution costs 5 naira. You measure that in social impact as well, which means there's a profit of 5 naira that we can plow back. You see, I don't have all that information from this presentation. You see that? I understand you have that desire for social impact. We all do. But we don't have all the money in the world. So we need ideas that are sustainable. It's easy to come up with ideas. World hunger, bring money, buy food for everybody, solves everything. But we don't have all that money. So can you, in a nutshell, respond to this in 30 seconds? Can you just break this down in 30 seconds?
So, I'm trying to get a question. You're asking what we...
Those points I made, let me list them out very quickly. You research Nigeria, so we know you're talking Nigeria. No. The problem, the cost of the problem, your solution, the cost of your solution. Let's start with that first.
Okay, so the problem is that parents are busy.
What does it cost? And then what's your solution, the cost of your solution?
The cost of our solution, like I said, we're going to build a hub, and we have people on deck to do that right now. We just need, a little bit of funds to be able to push through. And then, like I said, by the time we start selling, 12,000 naira annually for 50,000 people, that's about $750,000, if I'm not mistaken, in a year that will be generating.
So you're targeting schools and parents. So you want the school and the parent to leave WhatsApp, a free platform, and come to your platform and pay you.
No, it's not. It's different from WhatsApp, because this is,
I know.
This is providing.
But what are you giving us that's not on
information.
WhatsApp? That's not available on WhatsApp. Again, I'm being realistic. This is the market. It's the world. It's cold. It's hard. They're not nice to you. So what are you giving that's different from WhatsApp?
Yes. Also, we are providing content that would help parents. Support them to be able to help their children.
Like what?
Like even specific. Please go back to my solution, please. Like there was a part where we talk about content to help specific need of the word, based on the data we have gathered, right? Based on the data we gather from the child academic situation in that moment, we are going to be providing specific content to help the need of that child, based on what we've gathered so far.
I have 3 children I take care of 3 children in secondary school with my son, and I already have our own platform. So how will I leave that platform? Why should I leave that platform and come to your own?
Yeah, I think we're not trying to compete with the school management system, and what we intend to do is to, like I said, this one, our own is just basically for that particular purpose, which is to check the record and then have direct conversation with the teacher. I don't know if the school data management system has that, where you can directly converse with the teacher of your classroom, of your students. You can easily get all the detail of the information that they are doing on a daily basis. right? Most of them, I work with a school too that has a school data management, who does not have all the breakdown of what goes on in the classroom on a daily basis on the class. It's just, most of the time, it's always summation, like a termly summation or like half-term summation. But what we are talking about is like on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, we get some of this information as parents.
All right. Finally, this is what I would do if I were you. Do you know about Zoho? It's an app for businesses. It takes its own system and integrates. There's a software called Zoho for a lot of business. I mean, there are many of them, many CRM tools, but Zoho is just one of the most popular ones. So what they do is they integrate into the businesses and adapt themselves to provide more effective solutions for the businesses. So this is what I would do. I wouldn't just sell this app and just this solution, because this looks like an add-on, right? So what I would do is to create an app that different schools can customize as they want, because schools want control. Schools are really not just about education, they want to make money. So they want to build the parents here and there. So if they see how they're going to make money, that's the benefit. So what you sell to the parents, it's different, it's emotional. So for the school, if you can give them control, you know, a lot of schools who didn't have websites then are doing that now. So give them that control now in form of a mobile app. It makes them look good to the parents. So this is just one of the many products that's going to be on your app that you're going to sell to the school, so that they have their entire school in their hands and they can control the parents and the students. I'm not sure if that makes sense.
It does.
So please research Zoho and then create that type of application, that type of system for schools. Then you can sell it to so many schools. And then you can have your social impact. From there, make money, do a lot of social impact, and we love you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, Esther, of Spark EdTech.
There's a shocking statistic that 6 out of every 10 child in the classroom is not learning, according to UNESCO. And do you know why? Research has shown that most of these children is as a result of the fact that they are not seeing learning as fun. Now, Nigeria is ranked #1 amongst the country with the most out-of-school dropouts. And this is one of the reasons amongst so many others. Now, this is why we exist. At the Sportivate Educational Foundation, we have a vision. We are a sport-based social enterprise that uses sport to bridge the drive to learning gap for children in low-income communities through intentionally designed sports programs, trainings, and gamified content. And we do this with a very unique approach. It's called the TTG approach. The teach, the train, and the gamify. Now, we teach with our sport-based curriculum, where we relate subjects and content areas to sports, making it very easy for children to learn. We also use unconventional teaching methods. Instead of us sitting in the classroom, we teach on the football field. Now, this sport-based curriculum make learning very fun for children, and they enjoy it. We also train teachers, teachers who are sport-based, who want to make learning fun in their various schools. We train them, and they cascade our teachings and take them back to their various environments, and we reach more children. And finally, we gamify our content. Now, because we know that the children we serve might not be able to pay for our content, we're gamifying them and putting them, all our curriculum, we're expanding it in mathematics and English, and putting them for children also to learn in highbrow schools. Next slide, please. Now, we know that the market for this is very huge. Currently, Africa has not harnessed this market. The market for the global gamification and education market is expected to grow from 860 million in 2021 to about 11,721. And now, these are our target audience. All over the world, we have about 60 million teachers, and we have 7 million who are licensed. We plan to harness just 1% of this market. Right now, we need just 2,500 naira subscription fee for those highbrow schools to pay for our gamified product. Also, we'll be purchasing the download of our curriculum. We're in our sports AI-powered website. And finally, we'll monetize our social media for us to generate revenue. Next slide. Now, over the years, our traction is this. Since 2001, when we started, through our after-school program, we've been able to reach about 700 low-income community children and 800 key stakeholders in the educational space across 5 communities in Ogun State. We've also raised some seed funding grants to target through the grants we won from the HHMS2 SDD Challenge. We've also registered our organization at Corporate Affairs Commission, and our name is the Sportivate Educational Foundation for Children. Our key milestone over the next 1 year is to reach about 2,500 low-income community teachers and 500 sports-inclined teachers in 10 low-income community schools. We also plan to partner with local and international organizations to form a sport-based generation revenue platform that is gamified and that is that thrives in impact and sustainability. Now, what we feel is we want to use 20 million to form a sport-based gamified platform. That is what we need right now. But we just need 1 million of that money. What it will do for us is 30% of that money will be used to build an AI-powered website. Now that website will be where our curriculum will be put forward for teachers to download and be able to use in their various schools to make learning fun for children. Now 70% of those that bulk in that money will be going into gamifying our content. Now the gamification of this content is largely dependent on how we are going to generate revenue. Now, I have a very small but powerful team. I can't do it alone. I lead the team. I have Latif Afolabi, who is our training lead. I have Richard Uke as our curriculum lead. I have Jesse Okoro, which is our project lead at various schools we serve. I also have Taufik Shoboyejo, who is our go-to guy in tech. And finally, I have David Oladipopo. Now, you must agree with me that if we must teach children the way they ought to learn, not the way we want them to learn, and bring them back from the streets where they are, this is the course you think you want to put your money on. Thank you very much. Our contact is on the screen.
Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot. I'll just ask one or two quick questions. So, sort of going through it, right? How many schools are you in right now?
How many public primary schools?
How many schools, public or private, are you in right now?
No, we have not with anyone yet because we are still trying to gamify our content.
Okay, so
for public primary schools, we've been able to reach about 5 low-income community schools.
Okay, so public schools, you're in 5 schools right now. Those are the pictures that we saw. In terms of teachers that you've trained, how many so far?
We're hitting our flagship teacher product by December, and we plan to train about 50 teachers across Ogun State, where they'll be paying a subsidized fee for 1,000 naira to assess our curriculum and make learning fun for them in their various schools.
But depending, based on what they're paying, is that sustainable?
Yes, it is. It's a subsidized fee. And because we know it's not very easy for teachers to want to come and learn something new, so we are subsidizing it for that amount, and that's how we want to go about it.
Okay, I know other people will pick up on that, but my final question is, I saw a slide, you got a grant, $12,000 or so?
Yes.
Okay, so how long ago did you get that? Last year? When did you get the grant?
Okay, we just got it in the middle of this year, and it's not been disbursed yet.
Okay. It's because my question was going to be that why don't you let these guys who haven't gotten a grant, you have a grant of 12 million naira, why are you here?
Okay.
So that's a trick question, but what I was going to ask is, what did you spend that money on?
Okay, so like what I put forward, we need about 20 million naira. The gamification industry is very large, and it's not a product you just do with a very small amount of money. It takes a whole lot in the graphic design, the iteration, the testing. Even the $10,000 grant we won will not be enough to gamify our content. And so we've not been able to build that website where we put up our curriculum, and that's why we still need this money to put in and make our flagship project very interesting.
All right, quick question. Now, social impact. Who do you plan to target?
Children in low-income communities aged 7 to 14 years old.
So how are they going to have access to the internet? Are you going to provide them that access?
Those in the highbrow schools will be the one using the gamified content.
Okay.
While children in low-income community schools won't be. We'll be training them after school.
So just training, that's all you give them?
Yes, we teach them maths and English. We relate our content to sport. So we use that curriculum to teach them.
Okay, so that means after you teach them, the teachers can watch what you're teaching and create that curriculum, and then you're out of business.
No, the curriculum, actually, you can't create it. We're the ones that created them.
Yes, but I can look at it, study it, and create it.
It's actually almost not very relatable to what it is you want to know. So what we're doing,
even if I don't get it 100%, I can create something similar. I'm telling you about the real world.
Okay.
Is it possible to watch you and create it? Is it?
When you watch me, you will see me display on the football field. But it's almost very difficult for you to recreate what it is I want to create.
Okay, the reality is I can create it. That's one. Then okay. I can, without a doubt. Now, when it comes to gamification, you understand that a lot of apps already exist, and many of them are free.
Currently,
Yes.
we have just Gidi Mobile in Nigeria.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
The Nigerian parents and the Nigerian schools don't have to use Nigerian apps.
Okay.
You get, so in this case, you're competing against the world. We have access to it. I mean, I just Googled it and there's a long list. It's a long list. So, but how do you plan to make me pay you money for an app that another organization may probably have done better, with all due respect, may have done better with years of experience under their belt, and they're giving it to me for free? So why would I pay you? Even if it's 500 naira, not 25. You know what, even if it's 100 naira, why would I even take time to connect my credit card and pay you anything?
Okay, so the thing is, most people target ages of different classes. Our target is for children.
It covers all of them, from 0 to 3, 3 to 6. They're all graded. I have them here.
Well,
I know it's tough, but we should answer these tough questions.
Okay, so we still have to do a lot of research about that to know where.
What I would do if I were you, Nigerian parents are probably worried about the fact that our kids are not connected to our culture. So if there's a way for you to have the whole gamification content connected to our Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Efe, Kanuri culture, and then that personalizes it to Nigeria, that people like Google and the rest of the world cannot copy. Is that a possibility?
Very, very, very possible.
You understand
yes,
that?
Yes, that's something I will look
But
into.
I'm not going to grade you for, yeah.
That's market consultation. Thank you very much.
So I just want to know, what exactly have you done so far? Is it 70 people you have impacted, or 700?
No, 70 children across 5 communities, but 800 key stakeholders. That's everybody related to the educational space, teachers and head teachers and the rest of them, through our competitions and tournaments. As we've impacted those other ones. We also use competitions and tournaments to drive home social change around the community where we teach, such that sometimes we put out flagship product and
Yes, thank you so much, our judges, and thank you, Joseph Obonaya, for your presentation. Please, let's put our hands together for Joseph for Sportivate. And we will invite the next innovator, which is Joy Obona, presenting for Career Day. And to represent Joy is Emmanuel Amodu. Please, a round of applause for him. The time starts now.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I am Emmanuel, representing Joy Obona. Successes in career begins before the first day at a new job. It has been observed that a lot of people find themselves doing jobs they never wanted, or jobs they are not interested in, or jobs they never studied in school. Some of them were forced, led, or picked up the job because they see it as a resource because of the lack of jobs. What's the implication? We'll get people who are incompetent, impassionate about their job, and less productive in their jobs. And a lot of them just are limited in knowledge about courses. When you ask them, what do you know? What courses do you know? They'll say law, medicine, accountancy, engineering. But we have more than that. And that is why here I present to you Career Day as a way to solve this problem that we've identified. Career Day helps them to discover their interests and expose them to careers informed by the future of work. Work is changing, so we need to keep them informed, and informed based on their interests, because when you are interested in something, you will do better at that job. If I may ask you here, I'll discover that a lot of us are doing jobs we never studied, or jobs that we were never prepared for. But along the line, we adjusted to fit into those jobs. How do we solve this problem? We have a platform. It's an online platform where we, people who sign in have this form, an interest form, where they impute, we get data from them. The data covers their interests, their academic performances, their hobbies, everything that surrounds them is a holistic stuff. So we get it from them, they submit it to us, then we analyze it, then send feedbacks to them. So from what they've filled in, we use it to arrange their interest in line with their careers and present it to them. Then in that package, they are now to subscribe for further guides. And what are those guides? Here they will be introduced to careers that's in line with their choice of interest, information about the careers, possible institutions, information about the institutions, and even we have programs, introductory programs that they could access on the platform to prepare them for life in the university, not them jumping to the university and finding it that it's an entirely different thing as what they have assumed. Next slide. This is what the user board looks like. Okay, this is for Bolaji Adeyemi, a student of Mater Ecclesia College, who accessed our platform. And this is how it looks like. Here, his interest is software engineering, and we have even a place where we have frequently asked questions. So he can tap into it and find out questions that are in line with his dream. Next slide. Now, we have competitors and we have complementors, and we are not new in this game. We have the iDream concept in India and the Navians in the USA. And we don't see them as problem, but rather they keep us on edge to do better. So when we know that we are not the only person in the game, we sit up to make sure that we deliver the best. Then we have the guidance counselors in schools who act as a link between us and the school and the pupil and the parents too. So we see them as complementers to what we do. Then we have the family and friends. We can't do this without the family and friends of the learners that we are engaged in. Now, why Career Day? What is so important about it? One, we are holistic. We are not just centered on just one aspect of a child, but every other aspect of the child. Then, as at the time we began, we are the first and only in Africa. Then, we are data-driven. The data-driven helps us in making informed decisions and also helps the school that subscribes to our program to make informed decisions. Then we are digital. We are moving from being manual to digital. So we made this platform a digital one. Next slide. Now, business. We have two models. One, business to customers, then business to business. This is where investors can make their money.
Very much, Emmanuel. That's 5 minutes as a last. Take questions from the judges.
Thank you. Please go back up. Go back up with your slides real quick. First, please note this. Just take a look at this first. I don't think you have to compete with those on the left. I don't think you have to compete with them. I'm saying that because, you see, on the left, they're not digital, correct? Are they? Is Nivians digital? Okay. Is IDC digital?
Yes.
Excellent. Now, do we have them in Nigeria?
No.
There you go. Do we have guardian counselors in Nigeria?
Yes, we do.
Do we have them as much as we would like to? There you go. Do we have them as equipped, as skilled as we would like them to be? No. As skilled and equipped as we would like them to be. Are family and friends as skilled and equipped as we would like them to be? No. And skill, equipment, information provides that, right? Is it possible for your app to make this guidance counselor and family and friends more effective at their job? It's called digital transformation. So instead of you being a competitor to them, why not provide your app? Why not provide all what information they need on your app to them so that they are better at their job and you are now indispensable to them? And then it's like 10 restaurants on the same street. And then one of the restaurants says, you know what? Everybody's going to buy rice. I'm not going to be a restaurant anymore. I'm going to be a rice dealer. You see that? I don't know if that makes sense. So you've turned your 9 competitors into your supply, into your clients. I don't know if that makes sense.
The guidance counselors are not, they complement what we do. They are not competitors. We don't see them as competitors.
But you put them under competition.
I wrote complementers.
Fantastic. Oh, I didn't see that. Pardon me. So that works fantastically. Now, for your app, I personally believe this app will be fantastic. However, my concern is the psychological aspect of it. That's one. So do you have any psychologist providing professional support?
Yes, it's part of what we have as
Where is it?
It's part of what we deliver.
Where is it?
Sorry, go down. Sorry, go up.
That's one. So while you're looking for it, is it regulated as well? Because how do I know I mean, while you're looking for that, how do I know what you're going to be teaching my kid is standard? How do I know, it's standardized? So who's regulating you?
All right. We are not teaching them. One, we are gathering information from them.
You're affecting how they think. Yeah, so you are teaching them.
Okay. From the information we gather from their interest form. Now, we don't do it just directly with them alone.
And they make a recommendation.
Yes, they do.
So you're teaching them something.
The recommendations are we have.
You gather information A, B, C, and then you say you recommend D, E, F.
The recommendation is not done by us. We have experts that will handle that.
Who regulates those experts?
Yes, they are certified experts. We have counselors.
Certified them.
The schools.
What schools? The schools themselves. The guidance counselor in the school.
No, not the guidance counselor in the secondary school. The guidance counselor is a trained person.
So who certifies them? Just tell me, who certifies them?
He goes to a school to acquire this knowledge as a guidance counselor.
You understand what I'm asking, right? Please, maybe you're asking a different way. Do you understand what I'm asking? Look, we have Ministry of Education that regulates the educational system in Nigeria, right? Yes. So you're talking about guidance counseling, and you want me to take your word for the information you're giving. Okay. How do I, on whose authority should I take that information?
Okay, the guidance counselors, they have their bodies.
Which bodies?
I think you should get the point. They will be regulated at some point based on their content. So I wouldn't dwell too much. They will probably, even as a platform, if it gets to a stage where they are beginning to impact education directly, they will be regulated. So I wouldn't say let's dwell too much on that. For now, I'll be more interested in how to execute and monetize this. I think for the purposes of this competition, that's probably where we should focus.
All right. The way we make our money.
Don't worry, I'm making a comment. Don't answer me. Anybody else wants to go?
Is this app is built?
Yes, it's built.
Already built.
Yes, it's built.
Do you have a dashboard for parents? So if like he's concerned about what you're giving to parents. So the written dashboard, is there the ability for parents to also see what you're giving, shown to the children?
All right. We are still at the pivot stage. So we keep upgrading based on feedbacks. So we upgrade based on feedback. So we just started last year. So with time, we will include that. And that's why we are pitching for this, because we need funds to upgrade this platform.
So the interest, so right now, I know what we do the user journey. So I feel, the child feels the interest test.
Yes.
Does it, so you like, all this character type test? Do I get that information immediately, or you have to first process?
We process it, because the feedback comes, then the experts will go through what the child has filled, analyzes it, then send the feedback to the child.
So the final question now is, how would you sustain? So what is the business model itself?
Okay, it comes in two forms. One, we have the direct contact with the customer, the parent, and anybody who can just come online to sign up. And we believe that we have about 800,000 people. So if they subscribe to an annual fee of $37, and we are getting 10% of that amount, so we will make, please take it back. We will make about $2.96 million. So then for the private schools, where we take it to business by business, we go to the schools and the schools subscribe for all their students. So we believe that we are going to reach about 1,700 schools in a year, and each school is estimated to have an average of 150 students. Then if they subscribe to an annual fee of $41, the amount will be about 10.5 million naira, which is...
Okay, let me just drop this finally. As a parent, there are counselors left, right, and center, every corner. They are. However, certification is important. So what I would advise you is this. If you are certified if you're certified by a lot of bodies, across Nigeria, across the world, I would respect your product and I would respect your app as a parent. Even if I don't know some of those bodies, I'll just assume, oh, he's certified, he must be good. And then endorsements from professionals as well, who are experts when it comes to child counseling, all of that, will validate your product. Because right now, I don't think you have a product. You've developed, a product means customers willing to pay in exchange for value, correct? You see that?
We have 3 schools already.
If you have 3 schools, it doesn't make any difference. Even if you have 30 schools, it's not a big deal. It means you're supposed to have 300,000 schools and you have just 30. You see that? So the sustainability is what you look at. So imagine you have all those certified child counselors that I cannot reach to get information about my kids. Imagine if you can bring them into the app. Dude, I'll pay more than $37.
It is there. It's part of what we have.
Your certifications.
Okay.
I didn't see it. You didn't show me now.
Okay, so let me see if I can wrap this up by saying that you have a brilliant product. Unfortunately, Joy is not here because she has a lot of experience and it shows. And this is a big problem that you're trying to solve. I'm in the middle of it with my 15-year-old son. So I know that a lot of parents will subscribe to this. But more importantly, you need to sit with experienced educators to guide you with the business modeling. There are some gaps there that you have quite filled. And I'm sure that when you do, you'll be very successful. I wish you all the best.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel of Career Day. Last but not least, we will have our final preacher initiative, Kazim Razak. Good luck, Kazim.
Thank you. Good afternoon to the distinguished judges, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kazim Abdurazak. I'm the founder and project lead at Recycler Initiative. Recycler Initiative, please go back. Recycler Initiative is an environmental educational support initiative which was funded to address 2 key issues: environmental pollution, educational inequality in the low-income communities. But to start with, let me inform you of the fact that I'm from the Asian city, where beautiful Greg made a home to many distinguished places in Nigeria. But do you know that in this city, we have the likes of David Oduton? Please go to the next slide. David happened to lose both parents at the very tender age of 5 and has to lose extra 4 years before starting his primary education. But that is never the problem. Whenever David comes to school, he often comes to school with 3 notebooks, which he uses in writing nice subjects for the whole time. At this junction, you may want to ask, how many of these David or Newton do we have in the low-income communities? Maybe in their hundreds, if not in thousands. This further validates the statistics that said that 6 out of every 10 students in the low-income communities are not learning. Not because they don't want to learn, but because of lack of educational resources to back their learning. And this is coupled with 18.5 million kids are out of school in Nigerian context today. In the other hand, in Nigeria, we generate 30.5 million tons of various kinds of solid waste. That is equivalent of 640,000 Olympic swimming pool. And plastic, which is the 5th contributor to climate change, accounts for 2.5 million tons to increase to 4.1 tons by next tomorrow, if nothing is done by me and all of us here. So what do we do at Recycler Initiative? At Recycler Initiative, we collect these plastics, we recycle them, and drop the proceeds in providing educational to learn the low-income communities. Please, can we go to the next slide? Over the years, Recycler Initiative has collected over 250,000 PET bottles across 25 local communities in 3 states, Ogun, Ekiti, and Osun states. Using our various approaches, which include environmental sanitation, stakeholder engagement and training on sustainable waste management, from collection hubs. We have collection hubs in restaurants, medical centers, among others. individual advocacy, and public donation, as we can see from the pictures. And from this, Recycler Initiative has been able to provide over 250 notebooks, 104 textbooks to both primary and secondary schools, with several school bags and sandals. And from here, we've also equipped a sick bay at Moshood Abiola Modern Nursery and Primary School in Abeokuta. Can we go forward, please? Overall, Recycler Initiative reached over 2,264 learners in the low-income communities. This has drastically improved the outcome and has reduced the part of the parents. However, let me tell you, it is a good news. David happens to be one of our teachers. David, who was one of the least students in his class, is currently one of the best mathematics students. And that is why I'm standing before you this morning to pitch for 1 million the future of Recycler Initiative. We intend to own our own recycling plants, where we incentivize the process of waste collection. By this, we'll be empowering the parents because they are the major financial bond bearers in the low-income communities. The budget is 10 million naira, but we are asking for 1 million naira. What do we want to do? We want to use it in procurement of recycling infrastructure, especially waste bins, which will be strategically distributed across the low-income communities where we operate. Then the second 40% will be used in certification of waste collection. By this, we'll be incentivizing the process of waste collection. We'll be empowering their parents, the mothers especially, to live just beyond $2 per day. And then lastly, the 20% of that 1 million naira will be used in operation and logistic costs. So I'm saying this morning, join us. Let's create a sustainable environment. Let's equip the African child. And let's create that environment where we will all be proud of. Where you go to beach and enjoy the beautiful scenery.
Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together for Abdul-Razak. It's time for the judges.
Hi Abdul-Razak. I totally loved your presentation.
Thank you very much, sir.
You know just how to pull at people's hearts, and they put you at the end. So whoever did the arrangement, we need to call that person. Okay, but look, fantastic initiative. I think all of us are here because we recognize that we have a huge problem. I have only just one question for you. We want every child to go to school. We want them to have school bags. We want them to have books. We want them to have an opportunity to go as far as they can go. But how sustainable is this? In terms of what you're doing, okay, you want to use 1 million naira. In terms of what are the numbers actually like? Because there's one thing to get PET bottles. I love the fact that you've done 250,000. Would love to help you do 250 million. But from where you are now to where you would like to be, how in terms of funding it, how exactly is it? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Is it something that will be able to fund itself, or is it something that at some point, you're at a plateau and you can't really go much further?
So, with that 1 million naira, we are going to, it's something that we fund itself. Because even this journey started as a Teach for Nigeria fellow, while other fellows are seeking for donation. We never seek for donation. And we generated close to 584,000 naira since the inception of Recycler Initiative. So with this 1 million naira, what we intend to do, there is a system, there is a way recycling operates. For example, let's assume I'm a bigger recycling company and I'm getting it from the other end, that is B2C, right? I'm getting it from the other end. If they are bringing it, I may buy it at 40 naira and the current operational value may be at 130 per kg. So that means if I'm buying from you at 40 naira, I'm making almost, how do you call, that is for not sorted one like this particular one. But one, 130 per kg. So if you are bringing it on board to me, I'm buying it at 40 naira at max. I'm selling to the bigger company at 130. So minus operational cost, possibly I will be making like 60 or 70 naira out of it. And I will add value to it before even selling it to the bigger ones, because I'm going to sort, remove the cover, remove the PET bottles, and from there I may be selling it at 210 or 230. Which is giving me a
So you need 1 million naira to scale up your operations.
Yes, that is just what we
describe your operations for us.
So what we are going to do in this operation is that Now, what we intend to do, like before now, it has been like, okay, we have a collection hub, we have medical centers, we have restaurants where we collect and parents donate and children bring on board. But what we intend to do now, we want the parents and the women in the low-income community to see the economic value in recycling. So what we intend to do, like, okay...
So you want to give them jobs?
Yes.
Do they have current jobs that they're doing?
Most of the parents are in the low-income community. Even if they have, it's a petty. And there's a way,
So you want to offer them a job that will yield better returns than what they're doing?
Yes, it should be yielding a result, and from there they can even reinvest into their normal business that they are doing. So, and there's a way recycling business operates. It's always in the morning or in the evening. You get the PET bottles early in the morning or even in the evening, because in the morning, sanitation or cleanup has not been done. We quickly pick around. Then by virtue of the money we are going to be giving to the parent can decide to, like, okay, let me quickly go out in the morning, pick the plastics, then go back to my usual business.
Okay, so you employ them to work for you.
Yes, to work
and then you
for
pay
us.
them.
Yes.
So it's a business.
Yes, that is why we're pitching for the $1 million, so that will be the business aspect of it, apart from doing the CSR for the kids.
Okay, so from what you said now, right? You currently collect and sell.
Yes.
And you need this 1 million naira to be able to expand your business so that you can do more.
Yes.
Right?
And the future is planned.
Are you currently making money? Yes or no? Just yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
okay,
going
fine.
back to the CSR aspect most.
How much of your money, what's the percentage that you give back? Is it everything you just give back?
Like currently,
yes,
we give back mostly. Because
what's the percent?
Currently,
do you have any formula that you use? What formula are you using?
So the formula we're going to be using will be like 50, 20, 30.
How?
50% we go to the parents, 20% will be our CSR, and the remaining percentage is for the business.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, just quickly. Thank you. Well done on your initiative.
Thank you very much.
I just want clarity on how long have you been doing this?
Since 2021, we started operation October.
Okay. So, do you operate at school level or community level? Or your current
We
pickup?
operate at both school level and community level.
And how have you been incentivizing the people who've been dropping off this waste for you, or this plastic waste?
So for now, we have not been incentivizing.
So you just tell them bring your plastics and they bring it without
Yes,
resistance?
even like last week, let me say, a month ago, somebody from Ikoton here brought down plastic to us in Abeokuta, about 13 packs of
Okay, so that was
leather.
my next question.
And this last week, somebody brought
because we're short of time. So where do you currently operate? Lagos and...
No, Ogun State.
Oh, you're in Ogun State.
Yes, Ogun, Osun, and Ekiti.
Ekiti. Okay.
Yes.
So quickly,
Yes, ma'am.
moving forward, post 1 million, what you're trying to do is now to become a business.
Yes, we want to set up. Yes.
What you're doing is collecting plastic donations and using the proceeds
To support them.
CSR.
Yes, ma'am.
So moving into a business now, which you can't be a recycling plant yet, but you want to start off with 1 million naira.
Yes.
What is your CSR plan? So in line with, I know you said 50% for the parent, that's operational cost. That's cost.
Yes, that is the operation. Yes.
Take the remaining, your profits as 100%. How do you intend to now, as a business, address your CSR? What percentage would now go to CSR? Is at least the percentage going to ensuring that the business continues to operate?
20% to 80. 20% will be going into our original, like our source. This is our source. Yes. No, 20 to CSR, 80 to the business operations. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, judges. Thank you, Abdulrazak. We'll just take one comment. And
hello, and I wanted to thank you so much for the social enterprise that you've developed. It's very practical, yet very important.
Thank you very
So
much.
my question is about your scale and how do you plan? It's something, your model is very simple and straightforward, so it's something that really could be shared with other communities and states quite easily. So can you talk a little bit more about how you're going to scale this so that, and you touched on it, but just what is your plan for long-term growth?
Thank you very much, Ma, for that question. So, like when we started as Itaoshi, and it is my pleasure to tell you that currently we are in 10 schools, and we've cut across 25 local communities. So what we intend to do with this incentivization, like, okay, let me just give a practical example. We received a donation of a waste bin. If you check our collection, please can we go up? Yes, this particular stuff in our collection hub. And day before yesterday, I received a call from a particular hospital, Oba Ademola Hospital in Abeokuta, that we should bring extra, like, we don't even, they just saw it somewhere. They said we should bring this stuff, kind of a thing to them. So we intend to get more of this, then we are going to distribute it into public spaces. By this, there's going to be increment. And another way of scaling is getting the parent on board. Women, they are already into it and they will do it more because they care for the environment more than the other agenda, if I may say. So by this pattern, we are going to, so that is, our scaling pattern is to incentivize, to get more collection hubs, restaurant. Currently, we have like 5 to 8 collection hubs. We have in one of the busiest restaurants in Abeokuta, which is 24 hours food restaurants. They have been supporting every day. Even yesterday they called me, but I told them, so into other states, for the other states, currently we are in Ekiti and Osun states. We have sustainability coordinators in these states. Even one of our coordinators in Ekiti partook in menstrual activities some months ago, where we discussed about addressing plastic pollution in Ekiti states. So, which we also intend to do more. We have volunteers, even in Lagos here, they do call me like, come and pick plastic, but I will tell them we don't operate in Lagos. We don't even have the cost yet. We don't have logistics to address that yet. But we are looking into that. And that is why this morning also I'm pleasing to angel investors or any other person that sees recycling initiative as something we want to invest to or donate into, to just join us in this particular journey and let's make our environment sustainable.
Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together for Abdul Razak, who has pitched for recycling. And at the same time, please let's give a round of applause to our amazing 7 innovators for the wonderful initiatives that they have presented to us today. And we know not just Teach for Nigeria, but every other person that is seated here is looking at 1 or 2 of these initiatives to want to commit their money to want to put into, because it has the likelihood of growing into something really, really big and touching the whole of Nigeria and reaching Africa as a whole. So please, I want to also appreciate, please put our hands together for all of us who have sat back to listen to these wonderful innovators. So right now, our judges are going to leave us as they go collate and put together their results and do the calculations as it's needed. So as our judges will be off, we would like everyone to please sit back and just put your eye on the screen as we show you a few videos.
The Incubation Hub is Teach for Nigeria's platform for supporting early-stage innovations of the Teach for Nigeria alumni. And we do this by providing intensive training and support, mentorship and guidance, hand-holding sessions, even down to providing seed funding to allow these social entrepreneurs to scale their projects and ideas, innovations to full-fledged businesses, non-profits and startups. This year, we received quite a huge number of amazing projects, but we're able to select top 20 projects that fit into the 5 main focus areas for this year's Incubation Hub program, which are EdTech, educational workforce development, climate change and environment, foundational education, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Now, coming to the Incubation Hub, I had a whole lot of ideas and notions about how business could be run. But the Incubation Hub has helped me to shape my idea of a whole lot of things. Now, I believe and I have known that there are processes that are supposed to be put in place for a startup to grow, especially a social enterprise. Some of these are the things I didn't know before now. The Incubation Hub has also helped me to improve my leadership skill in such a way that it affects my business. It affects the way it will grow. It affects the way it will prepare itself for investment for the future.
I'm excited to be a participant in Teach for Nigeria Incubation Hub program. Through this program, Career Day has been exposed to a lot of experts who have helped to diagnose the business through trainings, counseling, mentoring, growth sessions that has helped us to understand areas where we need improvement, areas where we need to start tweaking to make the business more sustainable, more scalable, and to be able to meet the needs of the students that we are catering to.
The Incubation Hub program for me has been a turning point in my career as a social innovator. It has afforded me the rare opportunity of learning some of the core skills that I will need to drive a social innovation that can boost and address critical infrastructural gap in our education system in the country. In the last few months, I've been able to learn everything I need to know about leadership, about emotional intelligence, about corporate governance, and how to structure our organization in order to serve our communities and the pupils we serve better. And for me, I think this will enable me to build a more responsive and a more generalized organization that tilts to the yearnings and to the needs of the people and the communities we serve.
It's been an amazing journey working with the Teach for Nigeria alums who have been on the Incubation Hub program. In the last couple of months, what we've seen is that the capacity building has helped unlock so much within them. So it's not just training, because most people always say training, but it's more than training. It's like it's a key and it unlocks the mind. And that's exactly what has happened. The kind of ideas that they're having, they're truly remarkable.
The experience so far at the Incubation Hub program has brought myself and my enterprise very close towards achieving its dreams in such a way that my business would be scalable, sustainable, profitable, and of course impactful to my society.
It's been an exciting time talking about social impact, and we've been speaking to SMEs, and the focus really has been on how the SME can have a social heart, how they can do good within their space, within their community. And we all know that there will be a ripple effect. By the time I do good, I extend the baton to someone else, they continue to do good. By extension, Nigeria is a better place, and Africa is a better place, and the world becomes a better place.
The social impact classes that they have, all the way to leadership and how they can be better leaders, more effective, more efficient leaders. The ideas that they share with us during the class, during the activities, and their thought process gives me hope that indeed Nigeria can be great. And the only way Nigeria can be great is if we radically change the education system. And how can we do that? With the quality of teachers that we put out there. And that's exactly what Teach for Nigeria is doing.
Incubation Hub! Accelerating social impact! So right now we're going to present certificates to all of our innovators. And please, I'd like you to put your hands together for the CEO of Teach for Nigeria, Ms. Falawe Omikule, will be helping us present the certificates. Okay, in no particular order, please let's have Etim Basi Akpan. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Okay. And next is Esther Adetola Abimbola. A round of applause for her as she comes forward. After Esther, we have Emmanuel Oladipo Kilasho. Let's continue to appreciate them. They've gone a couple of months through the Incubation Hub, followed by Ade Jumobi, Abdbasit Babatunde. A round of applause for him. Winifred Ogechukwu Chukuma. Please, let's put our hands together for her as she comes forward. And then we have Omotoyo C. Akonde. A round of applause for her. A representative can come pick for them as well. Olua Damilola Bande Matthews. A round of applause for him. Next is Kazim Adekunle Abdul Razak. And we have Joy Ogbonna Ihunaya Chi, represented by Emmanuel Amodu. A round of applause for him as he comes forward. Coming afterwards is Joseph Ogbonnaya. A round of applause for Joseph. And we have Afiz Olalekan Iyola. A round of applause for Afiz as he comes forward. Or a representative of Afiz can come forward to take his certificate. And the last but not the least, Badru Akim Abiodun. Let's put our hands together for Badru, who is an existing teacher. I think we should appreciate an existing teacher who is an alum of Teach for Nigeria. Is also what's the name? That's Cambridge, the most dedicated teacher in the world. Please, let's put our hands together for Akim Badru. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Folawe. Please, let's put our hands together for Folawe as she takes her seat. As we move to the announcement of our winners for today, just as it was mentioned, all 7 of you are winners. All 7 of you are winners. And so, whether or not you're the one with the 1 million naira today, know that being here means that truly you have an amazing work that you're doing, and we are super proud of you, and we know that you'll go places. You do so much more. Thank you very much. Please, those behind, can we take our seats as we listen to the results? So,
I can almost feel the heartbeat from here. I'm so close to this table and I can hear it. So we will be calling up a member of our board at Teach for Nigeria to present the winners with their check for their prize money.
Yes, so please let's put our hands together for Dodon Peterside as she announces our 2 top winners, because all 7 of them are winners, right? So she would announce the 2 top.
So welcome everybody, and we are now at the finale. The prizes of 1 million naira will go to Career Day, a round of applause, and
wow, let's put our hands together. Career Day.
And recycling.
And recycling. Wow, wow, wow. Let's put amazing. Career Day and recycling. Stand up. Stand up for the champions. Wow, awesome. Woo! Super excited. Wow. Yes, stand up. Yes. Stand up. Yes, for the champions. Stand up. Awesome. and recite. Awesome.
Sorry, I'll just make a very quick announcement to recycling, because that is a project after my heart. Where is he? Okay. How much is a bin? The big bins of the with the bottles. How much is one of those big bins? Okay. Okay. So I have a lady who does these bins in Lagos. I will get her to give you 5 of those large bins. Keep Nigeria clean.
Yes. I didn't know where to start from. I'm overjoyous. But I want to give glory to Almighty Allah for this. I want to specially thank Teach for Nigeria. The leader, Teach for Nigeria has been an amazing leadership journey for me. It has let me see problem at first hand and think out of box, like my coach will always say. Go and sleep and fine-tune the solution. And what should I say? When we started recycling initiative, we received a lot of insults. Some challenge us in the community and say, are your teachers now selling kerosene in primary schools? Some say, with your masters, you go around and be picking plastics. But I think I have a lot to say today. I want to say thank you to Teach for Nigeria. Thank you for giving us hope that it is possible. Thank you for driving the mission to achieve a sustainable environment where plastics pollution, which is the 5th contributor to climate change, will be addressed. And thank you to the panel of judges. Thank you to EDC. It has been a learning place for me. And this incubation hub has reset a lot of opportunity. After ending my incubation hub, I've been selected for 2 consecutive programs, Recycle Hub Nigeria, Faith Foundation Program. This is telling me that there is future and we can create the future. And the future starts now. Thank you very much.
Right now, we invite the head of alumni at Teach for Nigeria, Ms. Bosede Ogidon. Please let's put our hands together as she gives us the closing remarks.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, thank you so much. It has been a remarkable journey. And today, as we draw the curtains on the 2023 Alumni-Hack-A-Thon pitch competition, I stand before you with gratitude, with excitement, and immense pride. I want to first express my profound gratitude to our esteemed judges. Thank you so much, who have dedicated their time and expertise to evaluate the incredible projects presented here today. Your insights and guidance are invaluable, and we are truly grateful for your participation. Thank you so much. This incubation hub brings together a diverse group of talented innovators and share a passion for problem solving, creativity, and making a positive impact. We've seen team forms, ideas flourish, and solutions emerge from the collaboration and their determination. I want to commend every innovator for your hard work and dedication. You've shown that innovation knows no bounds, and challenges are opportunities in disguise. A special thanks to our sponsors, Orlando Foundation, to our partners, to our board members, ambassadors, staff of Teach for Nigeria, fellows and alum of Teach for Nigeria, and of course, our mentors. Your tireless efforts and unwavering support have made this event possible. You've helped create an environment where dreams can flourish and ideas can take flight. And I want to use this opportunity to also say thank you to the planning committee for making this a success. As we look to the future, I encourage all of us to continue to nurture these innovative ideas that we all have and pursue our passion. The journey doesn't end here. It's just the beginning. Our alumni community is a thriving ecosystem of talent, and together we can accomplish great things. Thank you, and let's continue to inspire and innovate together. Thank you, everyone.